Azerbaijan is an oil-rich country on the Caspian Sea, and it's a country whose government has been really trying to boost its international image in recent years.
Azerbaijan, European charm of the Orient.
The problem is that at the same time as Azerbaijan is seeking a greater role for itself in the international arena, it's failing in its international human rights obligations. Over the past 18 months, we've seen the government engage in a concerted crackdown across a broad range of areas. The municipal authorities in Baku, the capital, have not allowed a pro-opposition political demonstration in the center of the city since 2006. When people do organize unsanctioned but still very peaceful demonstrations, they are almost always busted up by the police. And what's new is that the police started using water cannons against peaceful protesters. We have documented 39 incidents where journalists and human rights activists, and especially political activists, have been harassed and threatened and arrested, and in many cases have been charged with serious crimes and are facing long prison sentences. I think the most prominent example is the imprisonment of 7 members of a youth political movement called NIDA. They're very vocal in criticizing the government and criticizing human rights abuses and things like that. The government is also trying to restrict space for non-governmental organizations, especially for example, human rights organizations or groups that do, kind of controversial work. They want to silence alternatives, and they want to send a message to broader society. Ilgar Mammadov is a very serious political activist in Azerbaijan who was arrested in February, about a week after he had gone out to a region of Azerbaijan where there had been a riot, and he'd gone out there just to find out what happened. And instead, the government actually accused him of organizing mass violence, and he is now facing a possible 12-year prison term. Hadija Ismailova is a high-profile investigative reporter who also is a talk show host for Radio Free Europe. She investigates corruption. She had exposed some very serious allegations about corruption in the presidential family. And soon thereafter, in March 2012, she started getting threats. A couple of months later, a video appeared of Hadija that had been secretly filmed of her having sex with her boyfriend. And then more videos appeared in July 2013 that were secretly filmed of her in her apartment. Again, videos of a very, very intimate nature. It's very difficult to imagine this happening without some kind of government connivance. The government is very, very anxious. I think they look around and they saw the Arab Spring uprisings, and I think that made them extremely anxious to make sure that there wouldn't be anything like that in Azerbaijan. And at the same time, the crackdown has intensified and gathered speed as we get closer to the October presidential election. Well, the first thing that the government of Azerbaijan should do is to immediately release the people who have been arrested for blatantly politically motivated reasons. Second, it has to conduct credible, effective investigations into very credible allegations of beatings and other mistreatment in custody. And third, it has to revise legislation relating to freedom of assembly and freedom of association to bring it into line with international standards.